So, lesson 6 covers the box model and positioning. So we are going to cover the traditional box, and we're also going to cover Flexbox, which is a responsive format. And I do know some of you said that you thought it was confusing in the discussion, I believe in lesson 4. And there is kind of a fun little resource here called Flexbox Froggy that you can actually, it's like a game you can play, but it helps you learn Flexbox. So I strongly encourage that after you go through the lesson, that you play with it because it's going to help you learn it, and then maybe you won't think Flexbox is awful. It's not that hard to use, and this will help you learn it. So basically in this little lesson, we've got our lecture, which is set up like all of them. It talks about what the heck a box is, so you know. And then there is a link to W3 Schools, so you can kind of check that out. And if you come out here, I would kind of play with the values because it goes through and it shows you the border in green, and the padding, which is the space between the border and the text, and the margin, which is outside of the border. And you can actually change these values and adjust how it looks. So if I change the margin and run it, you see that it kind of shoved it over. And if I change the padding, okay, you'll notice that it's quite a dramatic change. So I would strongly encourage you to play around with this so you get a feel for, you know, what the border, the padding, and the margin do and where they're located. Okay, and then we get into how these boxes align in a page, and basically there's a lot of CSS involved, so we do go through CSS quite a bit in here. I have a lot of examples that are linked in if you want to see the example all by itself. And we start with the traditional box, and then we eventually get into Flexbox. Okay, and all of the different features in Flexbox. And there, again, there's just a lot of examples and interactive examples that I really encourage you guys to take advantage of, because it's only going to help you learn this material better. Okay, so that is your lecture demo. Textbook assignment involves working with what you learn in the lecture. And there are videos for everything, and there are, when possible, I am giving you files for you to download. So you can just focus on whatever the task is that we are learning. Then the lab assignment is always a little bit more open-ended so that you can kind of do your own thing. I do have a link here to design theory because you are going to get into, you know, creating more of your own pages. If you're not familiar with design, or if it's been a while, if you've had design in the past, I do encourage you to kind of read through this because I think it will help you lay out your pages better. Okay, and then your assignment, the lab assignment, is to create a traditional box model page. And I'm kind of giving you a skeleton of code here, and I'm giving you an example. Okay, and so if I resize this, you'll notice that it is more of a responsive format. And I actually did use this page, something that I used. And then I'm giving you the CSS so you can take a look at that as well. And then you basically will take your first page that you create and convert it into a Flexbox page. So here's the same exact page, but it is now a Flex model. Okay, and you'll notice the Flex model is a little different because the box is resized. Okay, so that is the flexible model. Now you can kind of control how big or small they are, but that is what it is designed to do. Okay, and I also gave you a link to CSS there as well. and you're going to want to update the links in your page. And that's pretty much the assignment. So I definitely want you guys to come up with your own designs on this. I do not want you to, you know, copy mine. This was Girl Tech from 2017. You guys come up with your own designs for this, and I'm excited to see what you guys can create. Let's see, extra credit. So the extra credit involves Industry Night Out. This is posted up here, and there's a link to the event so you can read more about it. But it is February 21st. We basically go to the business, they feed us. Usually it's pizza or something like that, you get pop. And then you get a tour of the facility, and they explain how they use CIT in their business. If you go to the event, then you can basically do a little one-paragraph summary in the Dropbox and submit it, and you will get 10 points extra credit. So if you run into any problems or if you have questions, please ask. I am here to help you. It is easiest for me to help you if you are having problems with a page, if you transfer it to the web server and then email me and tell me that you're having a problem. Then I can go directly to the page and take a look at your code. Otherwise, it's kind of hard if you're trying to describe the problem to me. It's hard for me to know what the issue is. It's something that I normally have to see. So have a great week. Let me know if you have any questions.